Hello everyone, I am Vamshi. I am from EC department. My topic is about what are the differences between active and passive listening. Listening is an important skill. It is a process of receiving, interpreting, and reacting to the message given by speaker. Listening activity is vital in process acquisition. However, not every listening activity can be beneficial to listener, as our response to the message might be either passive or active. Active and passive listening are types of listening skills. So, questions in our mind: what is active listening and passive listening? What is passive listening? Passive listening is a listening to various forms of communication in an unconscious manner. It is much different than hearing. Passive listeners do not learn anything as quickly as active listeners because they tune things while listening to the speaker. Difference: active listening, paying attention to what speaker is saying, signs of behavior, nodding, eye contact, asking questions, where wherever required. Passive listening, only hearing to what speaker is saying, signs of behavior, ungainly postures like resting chin to what speaker is saying, signs of behavior, ungainly posture like resting chin on hand, bending forward too much to show that he or she is paying attention. Why is active listening important? Active listening is important because it establishes a connection between speaker and listener. This allows for ease of interaction and ensures that messages are being related completely and properly. It creates a positive working environment. Active listening will encourage the speaker to express his ideas clearly and enthusiastically. Distractions. So now questions arises in your mind. Even though active listening is so much important, then why do people do not listen actively? It is so because the person's hearing capacity is much more than its speaking ability. Therefore, person's mind tends to wander. Also, there are other distractions such as an attractive face in the room. Sometimes fragrance of perfume can also be a distraction. How to become an active listener? To avoid being a passive listener, practice active listening techniques daily. Look at the person speaking and maintain eye contact. Ask questions if what is being said is not understood, and repeat the information back if it helps to understand it better. What is passive versus active listening? The main difference between active and passive listening is that active listening is more effective than passive listening because individuals practicing active listening can comprehend the speaker's words more easily and also shows the speaker that they are paying attention. Here is an explanation of each type of listening. Active listening. Individuals practicing active listening can pay close attention to the speaker and the intention behind their words while consistently showing the speaker that they fully understand the ideas being expressed. Individuals that are actively listening often and their heads respond to statements with words that show they are listening and use other forms of body language to convey they are fully engaged. This form of listening not only helps individuals retain more information from their conversations but also gives the speaker a more positive impression of the listener's ability to pay attention to their words. Passive listening. A key difference between the active and passive listening is the response of the listener. When using passive listening, the listener does not respond to the speaker. Instead, professionals practicing active listening just process the information they are receiving without commenting on it or reacting. While many individuals prefer to use active listening in a professional settings, passive listening is still appropriate in some situations such as during an academic lecture or speech. When to use passive listening? Listeners should use passive listening in scenarios where they do not need to pay full attention to the meaning of the speaker's words or express through their actions that they are listening. Some scenarios where passive listening can be useful include unrelated informations. If a speaker is communicating information that does not relate to you or is not being addressed directly to you, it's acceptable to listen passively to the information the speaker is sharing. For instance, if a speaker is communicating to a group of individuals but is directing their comments toward a specific person, the other individuals in the group can practice passive listening. Casual conversations. Sometimes casual conversation includes many pieces of information that are not important to listen to actively. For instance, a casual conversation with a close friend may not require individuals to pay attention to every word or show the speaker that they are fully engaged, as the topics they are covering in the conversations may not be of high importance. When to use active listening? There are many scenarios where active listening is more valuable than passive listening, as people often perceive active listening as more engaging and respectful. Individuals commonly practice active listening in the following scenarios: one on one conversations. When two individuals are engaged in conversations, it is common for both parties to practice active listening. Nodding and making eye contact helps show you are fully engaged in conversations. Additionally, saying short confirming phrases can also help show that you are actively listening during a one-on-one conversation. Job interviews. Job interview tests individuals' capacity to display their unique skills, abilities, and experience through conversations. Interviewers often look for candidates who are actively paying attention to the statements relating to the job description, the company, and other important piece of information associated with the position. Active listening can help interviewers to comprehend many of the more subtle aspects of the job and show their interviewer that they are fully engaged in the conversation. Debates. Debates consist of individuals enhancing toward the ideas in an attempt to display the most logically sound arguments. Debating involves listening to the arguments made by opponents and responding based on those arguments by actively listening to the opposing arguments. Individuals can better prepare their own statement by responding based on information included in the previous statements. Other important conversations. Individuals should practice active listening in any conversation that is deemed to be important. This shows respect to the person they are speaking with and allows the professionals to process important information. Here is a list of a few other important conversations that may require active listening: fundraising meetings, project management meetings, training courses. Benefits of active listening. There are many benefits to active listening. Here are some of the most common ones. Information gathering. It may be easier for individuals to gather information when they are actively listening during conversation. Listeners who are actively listening often ask clarifying questions in order to better understanding the speaker. Information recall. If individuals actively listen to conversations, they are more likely to remember specific piece of information the speaker expressed during the conversation. Engagement. Active listeners are likely to be perceived as being fully engaged in their conversations. This engagement has the benefit of making the speaker feel you are listening to them and that you are comprehending the information that they are communicating. Many individuals may react more positively to individuals they feel are fully engaged in conversations with them. Tips for being an active listener. Individuals can more easily achieve active listening through several direct actions. Use active body language. Listeners can use body language to comprehend more information and convey they are paying full attention to the speaker. For example, facing your entire body toward an individual when speaking to them allows you to more easily achieve active listening. Ask questions. Asking questions can help active listeners to show their interest in the speaker's words and helps them comprehend more of the information. For example, if a speaker states that our sales were up to 50%, and active listeners may respond with which quarter to gain more context and convey that they are paying full attention to the speaker. Make eye contact. Maintaining eye contact can help you achieve active listening by showing speakers you are paying attention to the conversations and also can also assist in your comprehension. You don't need to maintain eye contact throughout the entirety of a conversation, but some eye contact is always helpful for active listening. Focus. By limiting outside distractions, individuals can achieve active listening much more easily. Limiting distractions such as other conversations outside noises can all increase the ability of our listeners to remain involved in conversations. Okay, thank you.